Okay, so today we are going to tackle my beloved blushes. So, you can see I've stuffed, they were kind of strewn about in this 3-level thing, but I've kind of stuffed them all into one other than the e.l.f. ones that couldn't fit. So, let's just start from one end and work our way through. This first one, actually these first 3 are from the Balm, and this is the Hot Mama blush, which is this really pretty, just gorgeous blush. I mean, it's one of those that I always forget I have and I forget to use it, but it's this really shimmery peachy color. This next one is an In-Stain blush, which is still from the Balm, but it's another line of blushes that supposedly are so long wearing they stain your skin. They don't truly, but they are long wearing. All of their blushes are though. This is more of a deeper color than the other, a little more berry-like. And then the next one is Down Boy from the Balm, which is this really pretty pink color. That is a really pretty color. So, I don't know. I feel like with these, I don't really wear them very often. The Down Boy one I've had since before I had a channel, so it's like special to me. So that's one I think I'm going to keep just because, you know, there are only a few makeup items that I still have from before I started a channel a couple years ago, and they're special to me. They mean something to me, and since I know this hasn't gone bad yet either, I think I'm going to keep this one. The In-Stain one, I think I'm going to pass on even though I just got it, just because it's one that I'm just not ever wearing. It's a pretty color, and I have ones that are similar to this color, first of all, and I just don't find myself ever really reaching for it. I think because I'm so fair, it's harder to work with because it's really pigmented. It's an amazing blush, but you just have to have the right skin tone for it. So I'm gonna get rid of this one and keep this one. Hot Mama, I'm trying to think. Let me glance through. I'm gonna wait to decide on this until I've gone through all of these to decide if I already have one that's similar to this, because this is a beautiful blush, but again, I don't wear it all the time. However, this is one that I'm thinking back. I've traveled with this one a lot. Because it's such a gorgeous blush for going out at night. So that is one. So this is a maybe. I'm going to keep it in the middle. It's a maybe. I'm going to put it back here actually. Okay, so this one I just recently got. This is the Wet n Wild by Fergie one, and it's in the shade Brush with Destiny. And it's, again, a really pretty shimmery color, but it's a little bit lighter than the Hot Mama, which for my skin tone is, I think, really nice. It's just so pretty. These are amazing. I only own one because the other 2 colors in the line are just too kind of crazy for my skin tone. So I love this one, and I just recently got it, so I'm definitely keeping that one. This e.l.f. one, I also love it. I used to have like 6 of these, and I got rid of all but this one. This one is in Candid Coral. And again, a really light peach, really honestly similar to this. But I love this one, and it's the only e.l.f. one I still have left. Because the other ones were really nice, but again, I just wasn't using them, and I felt no need to keep all of those when I wasn't using them. So I'm definitely going to keep that one as well. This one I picked up the other day at Big Lots for like $1.50. It's a CoverGirl Cheekers, and these make me think of my mom because she always used to have CoverGirl blush, and I just remember smelling it, and it always had that very specific CoverGirl smell, kind of like powder, like a powdery baby powder smell almost. I don't know how else to describe it. But this color is really, really pretty. It's in the shade Natural Twinkle. And it is just a natural pink color. It's almost hard to see because it's so natural. And it doesn't swatch very well. That's the one thing I've noticed about these. These aren't the most pigmented blushes, but for a really natural kind of no makeup day, you know, where you're obviously still wearing makeup, but you don't want a ton on, this is such a pretty little bit of color, and so I like it, and for now I want to hold on to it. It's funny, I'm realizing as I've gone so far, I've kept a ton of drugstore, and I haven't gotten rid of, you know, and I've gotten rid of one of my high-end, the Balm, so I have a feeling I'm trying to be better about just getting rid of high-end ones I always keep. And I only keep them because they're a high-end or more expensive product, but I need to be better about being very honest with myself. Even if it was a $25 blush, am I using it? If not, I've got to get rid of it. So, especially when we get down to this end here, where it's a lot more high-end, I'm hoping to get rid of some just because I've had them for a while and I'm not using them. Okay, this is a Kevyn Aucoin blush, and Kevyn Aucoin products are really expensive. And this I bought, though, on HauteLook for way cheaper. I want to say this was $15 instead of like $40 or something like that. But the pink is a lot brighter. When it came in the mail, I was like, whoa, that's a lot brighter than I thought. I'm trying to see the shade. Chador. And it's the brightest pink I own. And I've worn it a few times, and you know, if you're careful the way you apply it, you can apply it and it looks beautiful. But I really like it. I just recently got it, and I don't have a shade like this, so I'm definitely going to keep this one. This is the L'Oreal True Match blush, and this is the only True Match blush I've tried, and no one really talks about these. I really like it. The only downside is the pan like fell out of it when I first got it. I just glued it back in. But I have it in C34, which is Tender Rose. And again, it's just a really natural pink color. Clearly, I like the natural pink colors. But I just like it. I think it's a really nice, light, simple color, and you can't really go wrong. And it looks beautiful on my skin tone. So if you have a similar skin tone and you're looking for a new drugstore blush that lasts all day, I think you'll like this one, Tender Rose. So this Maybelline one, I'm going to keep. You guys, I've just started falling in love with drugstore blushes all over again. A lot of these, like this one, this one, this one, and this one, were all purchased within the past year because I had started getting a lot of high-end blushes, and while I love them, I realized, like, what am I doing? Like, I feel like my collection has no drugstore blushes, and I know they're amazing drugstore blushes. So I kind of made it my mission this year to go back in and pick out some blushes that I know I would like or that I wanted to try for you guys and for myself. So back to this. This is an amazing one. It's in the shade Pink Rose. And again, no one really talks about this. People talked about them when they first came out, and then everyone just didn't talk about them anymore. But I still love this blush. It's got all of these colors mixed together to be this kind of shimmery, rosy pink. It's so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love this so much, so much. So I'm definitely keeping that. This one, this is a gorgeous blush, and I don't have one like it, but I don't ever reach for it. The brand is Ladykin. It's a Blossom blusher, and it's in this shade Aurora Sweet, and I got it in a Mimi box, and it's the prettiest light pink, or not pink, obviously, light peach. And it's so pigmented, but I just never see myself reaching for it. So I'm going to pass this on. It's so pretty though, but I don't need it. These two are my Benefit blushes that I own. I also own the Hoola bronzer, but these are the only like blushes. I love these so much, you guys. And I know that everyone used to talk about the Benefit box blushes all the time, and they're like, oh my gosh, every single one is so amazing. Well, I was like, I doubt it, because they're so expensive, and I'm like, there's no way. I don't know. I was just really skeptical. So I think the first one out of these I got, I think, was Coralista, and I just fell in love. It's this unbelievable peach that just, I don't know how to describe these, you guys. It's just, they're amazing. They smell really good. Each of them have like their own smell. Now, I think you can find blushes that are just as good at the drugstore, but they are really good. So if you've got like a gift card and you're thinking about what to buy at maybe Sephora, these really, really are nice. Coralista is amazing for any skin tone. If you're really fair like me, you would love Sugar Bomb. This one has these 4 colors swirled into it, and it just swirls to be this really pretty peach and kind of pink as well. But it's just one of those blushes that looks, actually it kind of looks similar to Sugar Bomb. But it's a little lighter, and it has a little more shimmer as well. And if you're fair, you'll love it. If you're not, you might almost have to use this as a highlight. But it's just beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Oh, telephone. Oh, they smell so good too. These are my 2 MAC blushes. I used to have more, but I got rid of some because I realized, again, I wasn't using them, and that was the hardest thing. Getting rid of some MAC blushes was very hard because MAC, I'm very, very thoughtful when I buy MAC products because I don't want to just waste my money. And so it was even harder to get rid of them, but I just realized, like, the one I got rid of, I have Dame, and I also had Well Dressed, and they're both so similar, and so I just decided, you know what, I don't need both, so I got rid of one. But the other one I have is Full of Joy, which you guys know is one of my ultimate favorites. It's this unbelievable, like, almost purplish light pink, and it looks so unbelievable and frosty on every skin tone, whether you're crazy fair like I am or you're super dark. It just looks unbelievable. If you're gonna buy one MAC blush, I would recommend Full of Joy. I also love Dame. It's just a really simple, everyday matte color. It's beautiful, especially for the everyday. If you're looking for a blush just to wear to work every day and you don't want to go crazy, this is an amazing one. It always looks perfect. Okay. This is where I'm torn. Everyone loves Tarte blushes, including me. But if you saw the video before my declutter video before this, I went through my cream blushes and my palettes. I have this entire palette right here of Tarte blushes. So I'm thinking I need to get rid of some of these because, again, I used to have more and I've gotten rid of a lot. But to have all of these in addition to this is silly. So I know that I'm keeping this. This is Exposed, this is Buff, and this is Blushing Bride, which I love the Blushing Bride. I have the cream version of this, which I did keep because I love it. Exposed, I'm going to keep because, again, it's one that I don't really have one like this. It's kind of pinky, but it's kind of bronzy. It's a really cool color, and I know a lot of people talk about it, but it is honestly an amazing color, so I'm going to keep that. Now these, I feel like this one I've literally swatched once. I got it on Haute Look for like 10 bucks. It's more of a bronzy shade, but it's got a little shimmer to it, and I haven't used it even once. Yeah, it's more of a bronzer shade. I'm just gonna pass it on. This one, it's so beautiful, but again, it's so dark for my skin tone. Look at that. I know I've got like 1,000 swatches. It's really dark for my skin tone, and you can apply it so that it doesn't look dark. A stipple brush is, in my opinion, the best way to apply these because they're so pigmented, but I don't feel the need to keep it when I've got this color here. What is the name of this one? That one is called, no, see, I'm doing it wrong. Okay. I have this one called Embraced, which is very, very similar to this, if not a little bit lighter. So I'm going to pass on Blushing Bride while it's still pretty new so someone else can enjoy and love this. That makes me sad. Okay, but I got too many. Next up are my e.l.f. blushes. I just recently posted on my Instagram, well actually it was a while ago now, a picture of all 5 of these, and just looking at them even in the picture, I was like, man, every single one of these is so pretty. But the reality is that I haven't picked up any of these in a very long time. Now I know there are some I'm going to keep because I'm planning on reviewing for my channel here. So the one that's the cream blushes it's St. Lucia, and these creams, I just swatched them the other day and they are like literally unbelievable. So I'm definitely going to keep the cream version, and I'm just going to show you guys. These are unbelievable. They're crazy, like smooth. Here, I'm going to do it there. I mean, come on. Especially this blush. Again, obviously you should apply this, in my opinion, with the stipple brush. These are so cool, so cool. So I'm definitely going to keep this one, and I need to like actually use it and determine how I feel about it. The next one here is Turks Caicos, and it's got a very deep bronzer and then a really, really light, like almost highlight color. And this is one that I don't foresee myself using. Obviously that bronzer would never work in 1,000 years for me. And then this one is just so, I just can't decide how I feel about this. So I think I'm going to pass this one on while it's still new because someone else will absolutely adore this and I'm not giving it really any love. This next one is Fiji. And this is, oh, this is the matte version. Do I have the other one as well? I think I do. Let me see. No, I don't. So this is Fiji, and I don't know if there's another, like a shimmery version of Fiji as well, or if Fiji is just known to be matte. But this is the matte duo that they have. And from what I've heard, it's almost always sold out. I don't know. But regardless, it's awesome, especially the bronzer. Because like if you're looking for a bronzer or maybe even a contour powder, it's a little orange to be a contour powder, but they're matte, and that is hard to find so far. I think this is the only matte version e.l.f. has, so I'm going to keep that for that reason because I would like to review this as well, especially if it starts coming back in stock, which I'm sure it will. The last two I've got, this one is St. Lucia. I finally know how to say that. And then this one is Antigua. Guys, they're so pretty. Are they not absolutely gorgeous? I'm so torn because I love this duo right here. It's this beautiful bright pink and then this deeper bronze. And then this one is just like the NARS duo that's really popular. So for that reason alone, I want to keep this. This one I want to keep because I love this pink. So I don't have to make excuses. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep both of these because they're just so pretty and I want to use them more. So now I've got to make the decision about the Hot Mama blush. Did I find one that was similar to it? Those are light. I really didn't. So I think I'm going to keep these, but I'm going to take one out and replace it. I am going to take this one out. Because even though I love it and it's so beautiful, I don't need another one that's like this, like a shimmery pink. Whereas this shimmery, like, oopsie. Oh good, it didn't break. I love it, but at the same time, I've got so many. And this one I'm willing to give up to be able to keep this one. So, trade there. Okay, so for an overview, these are the things that I'm keeping here, and this is what I'm getting rid of. And I'm actually pretty proud. I know blushes are something that I love, and I know that. I kind of have decluttered this a lot before I'd even done this video. I mean, like months ago. I don't always film when I get rid of something, but I do get rid of things from time to time just because, like, you know, sometimes one of my sisters will be in town and I'll just kind of go through and see if there's anything I don't want that I know she would love. You know what I mean? Because I see her like once a year. So just random times that I will just get rid of things. But other than that, during this official declutter, I'm proud that I got rid of those Tarte blushes because that's hard when they're expensive. And even though like this one I got a really good deal on, it's still hard. And the Balm one, same thing, because they're expensive to start with. But they were just taking up room in my collection and they weren't being used at all. The only one that I was on the fence about is this Maybelline one because it's amazing. But it's one of those things that even though I like it a lot, I know that I'm not going to miss it. Like, in a month, I'm not going to think to myself, oh man, I wish I still had that Maybelline Master Highlight Blush. So I think that's one thing you can ask yourself when you're decluttering anything is, in a month, will I even remember that I had it? Or in a month, will I think, oh, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. I want that right in this moment. That's not a blush that I would think about in that way. Whereas if what's one? Well, most of these I would think that. These, like especially Sugar Bomb, I would say, oh my gosh, a month from now I'd say, man, where's that Sugar Bomb? Or Full of Joy, I'd feel the same way. So, you know, that's a great question I think to ask yourself when you're in that situation. If you're interested in more declutter videos, I have so many up. So if you're interested in seeing all the rest of my collection and all my other declutters where I was a little more successful at getting rid of more, check below. I can link the entire playlist, and I can also link the very first video where I started and I kind of show you how I organize my stuff in my Alex drawers, just so you can get an idea and you can start from the beginning. How exciting. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you did, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.